Hello students, now let us discuss some important topics from lesson Dual Nature of Radiation and Matter. First, let us discuss about X-rays. Introduction. Quantum theory of radiation explains photoelectric effect in which the electrons are emitted due to the incidence of photons and the energy is transferred from the photons to the electrons. Immediately, a question arises. Is the reverse process also possible? This means that whether the electron kinetic energy can be transformed into photon energy or not. The phenomenon which answers this question has already been discovered even before Planck's quantum theory of radiation. Next one is about discovery of X-rays. William Röntgen in 1895 discovered that whenever fast-moving electrons fall on certain materials, a highly penetrating radiation is emitted. Since their origin was not known at that time, they were called as X-rays. Next, let us discuss some important questions on X-rays. First one, what are called X-rays and why are they so called? X-rays are invisible electromagnetic waves of very short wavelength ranging from 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. When a fast-moving electrons strike a metal target of high atomic weight, X-rays are produced. At the time of discovery, the origin of these highly penetrating rays were not known, so they were called as X-rays. Once again I repeat, X-rays are invisible electromagnetic waves of very short wavelength ranging from zero point 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. When a fast moving electrons strike a metal target of high atomic weight, X-rays are produced. At the time of discovery, the origin of these highly penetrating rays were not known, so they were called as X-rays. Next one, properties of X-rays. They travel in straight line with the velocity of light. They are not deflected both by electric and magnetic fields. X-ray photons are highly energetic. They pass through the materials which are opaque to visible light. Next question, what factor does the quality and the intensity of X-rays wear depends? The quality of X-rays is measured in terms of its penetrating power, which depends on the velocity of the striking electron and the atomic number of the target material. The intensity of X-rays depends on the number of electrons striking the target. Once again I repeat, the quality of X-rays is measured in terms of its penetrating power, which depends on the velocity of the striking electron and the atomic number of the target material. The intensity of X-ray depends on the number of electrons striking the target. Next one is about production of X-rays. X-rays are produced in a Coolidge tube, which is a discharge tube. Here, a tungsten filament capital F is heated by low tension battery so that the electrons are emitted from it by thermionic emission. These electrons are accelerated to very high speeds by high tension battery. The target material like tungsten is embedded in the face of solid copper anode. When high-speed electrons strike the target, they decelerate suddenly and lose their kinetic energy. As a result, X-ray photons are produced. The face of the target is inclined at a particular angle so that the X-rays can leave the tube through its side. Since most of the kinetic energy of electrons get converted into heat, the target made of high melting point and a cooling system are usually employed. Next one is about X-ray spectra and its types. The intensity of the X-ray when plotted against its wavelength gives a curve called X-ray spectrum. X-ray spectrum consists of two parts, namely continuous X-ray spectrum and characteristics X-ray spectrum. Once again I repeat, the intensity of the X-rays when plotted against its wavelength gives a curve called X-ray spectrum. X-ray spectrum consists of two parts, namely continuous X-ray spectrum and characteristic X-ray spectrum. Here is the graph which shows the X-ray spectra. See the first picture. First picture gives the X-ray spectra for tungsten at various accelerating potentials. If the potential increases, simultaneously the intensity of the X-ray spectra also increases. See the second picture. This curve represents the X-ray spectra of tungsten and molybdenum at 35 kilovolt accelerating potential. The red curve gives the spectra for tungsten at 35 kilovolt accelerating potential, and the blue curve gives the spectra for molybdenum at 35 kilovolt accelerating potential. We can see the peaks of K alpha and K beta for molybdenum at 35 kilovolt accelerating potential. Next one is about continuous X-ray spectrum. When a fast-moving electron penetrates and approaches a target nucleus, it accelerates or decelerates. It may result in a change of path of the electron. The radiation produced from such decelerating electron is called Bremsstrahlung or braking radiation. Once again I repeat, the radiation produced from such decelerating electron is called Bremsstrahlung or braking radiation. The energy of the emitted photon is equal to the loss of kinetic energy of the electron. So, the photons are emitted with all possible energies or frequencies. Hence, the continuous X-ray spectrum is obtained due to such radiations. When an electron gives up all its energy, then the photon is emitted with the highest frequency of nu naught or the lowest wavelength of lambda naught. Let us imagine electron volt be the initial kinetic energy of an electron. Let capital V be the accelerating voltage. So we can write the relation as electron volt is equal to h into nu naught, which is equal to h into c by lambda naught. Here nu naught is replaced as c by lambda naught. Hence lambda naught becomes hc by ev. Here h is Planck's constant, c is velocity of light, and e is the charge of the electron. We are having the constant values, so after applying and simplifying the constant values, we will get 12,400 divided by capital V Armstrong. This relation is known as Dion-Hunt formula. Next one is about characteristic X-ray spectra. When the target is hit by fast moving electrons, the obtained X-ray spectra shows some narrow peaks at some well-defined wavelength. The line spectrum showing these peaks is called characteristic X-ray spectrum. This X-ray spectrum is due to the electronic transitions within the atoms. For example, when an energetic electron penetrates into the target atom and removes the electrons in the K shell and creates a vacancy in it, so that the electrons from the outer orbits jump to fill up the vacancy in the K shell. During the downward transition, the energy difference between the levels is given out in the form of X-ray photon of definite wavelength. Such wavelengths, characteristics of the target, constitutes a line spectrum. It is evident that K series of lines in the X-ray spectrum arise due to the electronic transitions from L, M, N, O shells to K shell. Similarly, L series originates due to the electronic transition from M, N, O shells to L shell. Next one is about applications of X-rays. We know that X-rays are very much useful in various fields like medicine, industry and research. Medical diagnosis. X-ray can pass through flesh more easily than through bones. Thus, X-ray radiograph containing a deep shadow of the bones and a light shadow of the flesh. So, the X-ray radiographs are used to detect fractures, foreign bodies, diseased organs, etc. Next one, medical therapy. X-ray can kill diseased tissues, so they are employed to cure skin diseases, malignant tumors, etc. Next one, industrial applications. They are used to check for flaws in welded joints, motor tires, tennis balls, and wood. At the custom post, they are used for detection of contraband goods. Next one, scientific research applications. X-ray diffraction is important tool to study the structure of the crystalline materials such that the arrangement of atoms and molecules in the crystals. Thank you, students.